A KSL SportsBeat presentation. Game Night Live kicks off now. Presented by SportsMedUtah.com.
Well, hi there, everybody, and welcome to SportsBeat Game Night Live preseason preview right here on KSL Channel 5. Rod Zundel here, Jeremiah Jensen there. High school football season is here, Jeremiah.
Thank goodness.
We waited a bunch of months for this to happen, and tonight we are going to have a preseason. Why'd you guys stop cheering? Aren't you guys excited? All right, we are going to break down all the classifications in high school football. We're here at Jordan High School, the home of the 5A defending state champs, Jordan B. Diggers.
Yeah, we're excited to get this season kicked off. Every Friday night at 6:30, we're going to take this game night live set to a different school. We're going to show off all the pageantry, the excitement, the features and interviews, everything that's great about high school football in the state of Utah.
That's at 6:30 every Friday night. Then at 7 o'clock, we will broadcast that Game of the Week game live on KSL.com, as well as a number of other games every Friday night, broadcasting live on KSL.com. So, Jeremiah, we are the one-stop shopping center for high school football once again this year.
Filling all your needs.
Hey, and what a great opening weekend we have for high school football. Let's check out the top 5 games, and there are a number of top games.
Terrific games. There's like 10 games on the first week schedule that I love. Had to pick 5. We'll start with Bountiful at Lone Peak. Larry Wall enters his 29th season as head coach at Bountiful, the longest tenured coach in the state. They could challenge East in Region 6 this year. They face a tough opener on the road against a ranked 5A opponent. Lone Peak has high expectations under new head coach Mike Maurer. Next up, a potential 3AA championship preview. Stansbury has Division I talent in quarterback Chase Christensen and lineman Alan Havili. Desert Hills has talent as well, much of it unproven, but expect the Thunder to challenge state champion Dixie in 3AA South Region. American Fork at Brighton. The Bengals are loaded with Division I recruits. They're hoping for a breakout season. American Fork is also expected to be much improved as they have high hopes of getting back to the playoffs. Mountain Crest and Highland resume their tradition of playing each other in the season opener. So many great battles between these teams, including that classic double overtime championship game back in 2010. Both teams feature Division I football commits and are contenders again this year. And the top matchup of Week 1, Alta and East. Alta lost some players with the opening of Corner Canyon High School, but still returned several key players from last season, as does East, another team loaded with talent and ready, Rod, for a championship run.
And Jeremiah, speaking of that Alta-East matchup, that is our game of the week. We will be at East, getting you ready for that clash on opening Friday night. East and Alta. Alta, number 2 in 5A, and East, number 2 in 4A. It should be a dandy to start off the season after a controversial 2012 season with forfeiture of games for an ineligible player. East once again loaded and top contender for the 4A title, while Alta's coming off a disappointing quarterfinal loss in the quarters last year in 5A. Alta was split this year, Jeremiah, to make way for the new Corner Canyon High School, but hey, the Hawks are still loaded, especially quarterback Chipper Lucero is back for another season. All right, it's time now to start breaking down the 5A class. James Edward, Trevor Phibbs of the Deseret News here to break us down. All right, guys, we'll start with you, James. Bingham is the season number 1, according to Deseret News. Why not Jordan? They're the defending champs, huh? Why not Jordan?
You know, I think the coaches looked at it, and Jordan graduated every offensive lineman from that team, and everyone knows that was the reason they were so dominant throughout the year. They have a great quarterback and running back, but who's going to block for them? And I think coaches want to see it happen before they put him number 1 when Bingham has those kids.
Hey, guys. It's these two that didn't put Jordan as a preseason number 1 right here. Can you believe that? Trevor, did you agree with James on that?
Just like James was saying, not only did they lose all their offensive linemen, they lost all their receivers, but their defense is going to be extremely talented. They've got Cooper Clark coming back, who was a freshman All-American, had 107 tackles and 7 interceptions as a freshman, and then Colton and Christian Shaver as well. But the offense, anytime you got Austin Fences, you got a chance, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Let's look at Region 3 because it looks like the SEC of Utah high school football. Is that an accurate way to put it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you go down that list, and Jordan and Alta, and Brighton is a team that they could win probably any other league, but they might finish 4th in that league because they're so loaded with talent. That's a brutal region. If you stay healthy and get to the playoffs, you probably have a chance.
And we haven't even mentioned Region 1. Syracuse up there. Region 1 seems to make it to the state championship game every year. Is Syracuse a contender? Are there some other teams up there that can contend as well?
I think Davis is kind of flying under the radar. I mean, they were a blocked extra point away from making the semifinals on a down year. But obviously Syracuse is the top team in the region.
Guys, is there a team out there that we're not even thinking about that, you know what, these guys are good and they deserve some respect and nobody's talking about them?
I guess you could say Lone Peak. But, I mean, really, they've been a perennial power. I think up in Region 1, maybe Layton, they have all their offensive linemen back and their quarterback. And we actually said that about them last year, and it didn't unfold that way. They might be a team that could give Region 1 a run for their money, and there's always a Region 1 team in this championship game, so who knows?
Trevor?
You could go with Granger. I mean, you got Tanila who leaves, coming back as a leading rusher, and then Kenyon Frison, who's a beast. He's 6'7", 290 pounds, who's committed to Utah. And Region 2 is kind of a weak region, so they can kind of fly by and then
Granger is kind of a sexy pick as the underdog sleeper the last couple of years, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they had 9 years of futility, and now they've gone 2 back-to-back seasons of winning records. So it's time to take that next step forward.
All right, guys, stick around. We've got the whole state to break down. But now it is time to talk to your quarterback and your football coach here at Jordan High School.
I was shaking at the knees. Could I come again, please? You've been thunderstruck. Thunderstruck. Yeah, thunderstruck.
And joining us now is the head coach of the Jordan Beat Diggers, Eric Kerr, and also the 5A most valuable player from a year ago, Austin Kafensis. Guys, thanks for stopping. You just got out of practice, and I know your time is limited here, so thanks for coming in. Coach Kerr, 5A defending champions, and they're not picking you number 1 this year.
That's all right. We like to be hopefully they're overlooking us a little bit. I don't know if we're going to get any of that this year, but we like kind of coming, not being top dog right away. We'll hopefully be there at the end, though.
Austin, what do you think about not being number 1 as a defending champion? They're saying that Bingham's better than you.
You kind of just have to use it as a chip on your shoulder. If the coaches don't want to put us number 1, then we got to prove to them and the state that we've been working the hardest and we're out here showing up every day and just putting in the effort that defending state champions need to do.
All right.
Coach, I think the reason a lot of coaches don't see you guys as the number 1 team is because you lose all the starters from that great offensive line. You lose your receivers. As a coach, though, don't you relish the opportunity to take a new group of guys and prove everybody wrong and win a back-to-back state championship?
No, definitely. I mean, that's the nice thing about it. It's a big challenge for us. We had a great group last year, and that's the fun thing about high school. I mean, you just get a new group in every time. You got to coach it up and get them ready to play and compete the same way as before. So it's a good challenge for us, and we're pretty excited about it.
Now, Austin, you made some big news this summer making a decision on where you're going to go to school. You're going to Wisconsin. Why did you choose Gary Anderson and the Badgers?
It just felt right at the time. I went out there, visited, and I just liked everything about it. The atmosphere, the people were really welcoming. It just felt like home, and that's what I just kind of based it on. And all the coaching's great there, and just everything just added up.
Now, being the 5A MVP, defending state champion, as a leader of this football team, how do you try not to have a letdown or be complacent saying, okay, last year we were great, we can rely on that?
Just putting in the hard work and everything. You can't just can't be occasionally great. You got to put in all the hard work, and occasionally, I don't know, there's a saying my dad says, I don't know what it, exactly the word for word, but he's just like, if you show up and put in the hard work, the more luck you get, and it's just higher chance and higher risk of doing better just because you put in the hard work and you've already done it in practice. And I don't know, perfect practice makes perfect. That's what my Taekwondo guy said once.
Well, Austin, you've already played 2 years and accomplished in 2 years what some high school players don't accomplish in 4 years. What do you do now? I mean, obviously try to win more state championships, but you personally, what are your goals now as you move forward with 2 more years left to play?
Just to improve on your game and be a better leader. I can definitely improve on passing the ball and running and getting faster and bigger and stronger. You just kind of got to listen to your coaches. We have the best coaches in the state. I'm not arguing with anyone on that. I know hands down we have the best coaches in the state. So we just kind of got to listen to them, and I know they'll put us in the right position. And we make the plays and everything, but we're here because of them.
And
He's
Coach,
biased.
He's biased. Well, and you're here too.
Yeah, I'm here. If he wouldn't say that if I wasn't here.
Hey, Coach, can you sense a difference, or how does this year, the start of the football season, compare to last year? Because last year you sensed something special was about to happen.
Yeah, I mean this year, we're just a little bit unproven. A lot of those guys had all started last year previously, so we kind of knew what we had coming into it. This year we just got guys that need to kind of prove themselves, and hopefully they come out and use the hard work we've had in the offseason and come out and put the effort forth and give us a chance to win again.
All right, guys, that's your coach right there. Is this the big man on campus right here? Austin, thanks for joining us. Good luck, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Same
Thanks.
to you, bud.
Yeah,
Nice
good luck.
to see you guys. All right, guys, you excited about your team this year? All right, we have looked at 5A. When we come back, it's the 4A's turn. These guys will break down the 4A when Game Night Live preseason preview comes back to Jordan High School.
And once again, the 4A state championship is for the Birds.
All right, welcome back to Jordan High School, the home of the 5A defending state football champions, the Jordan Beat Diggers. Rod Zundel, Jeremiah Jensen here on our SportsBeat preseason preview, along with the D News, Trevor Phibbs, and James Edward. All right, guys, time to break down 4A. Last year, boy, what a crazy season, especially towards the end of the year. East forfeiting games, Timpview forfeiting games, ineligible players. They're the cream of the crop, guys, but have they put last year's trouble behind them, James?
Well, we safely can say Timpview did. I mean, they put it together in the playoffs. East, that's a totally different question. I think they couldn't get over that mental hurdle from what happened, and a lot of those kids are back. I still think they're loaded with talent, but I think Timpview's got to be the class of 4A with their defensive guys back. I mean, down that list, 8 or 9, is that how many returning starters they have? Yeah, it's
returning starters with the addition of Isaiah Nakua from Bishop Gorman in Las Vegas. And the last time that happened, where 9 guys contributed significantly, was 2010's Bingham team, which is arguably the best team ever composed in state history.
Yeah. We know a lot of coaches were upset with the way that situation was handled last year. Is there still a lot of bitterness out there? Is there still some carryover from that could impact or affect the season? And does this linger into the next? We got so sick of covering that last year.
I think there's definitely bitterness. I mean, even in preseason voting, coaches were leaving East off the ballot. I mean, they don't really. But I don't think it'll carry over onto the field. I think it might just be something like one coach may not like East anymore, and they may not schedule them next year. But I think on the field, it's not going to make that big a difference to the opponent. But East has a chip on their shoulder, but can they channel that in a positive way? That's going to be the key, because they didn't do it in the playoffs, and that's how come they got bounced so early.
Clearly, Timpview and East are the favorites in 4A, but Trevor, there's some other good teams out there. Who can challenge those teams and maybe upset a couple of those teams in the playoffs?
I think the team you got to go with is Logan. You got Riley Nelson as the OC and his little brother, another Nelson behind center. Anytime that happens, the Grizzlies are going to be the real deal. Then they have Taylor Compton coming back, who had 107 receptions as a junior, and then Chad Artist, who actually really didn't play as a sophomore, but's getting looked at by Pac-12 schools. He's very fast, very deadly in the open field, and Mike Favero is going to throw the ball around.
Hold on, Mountain Crest. Are you even mentioning them? They were all the way in the
very young.
Game?
They're very young. I think Coach Wooten said they're only going to count on like 3 or 4 seniors, so they're a very young team. Next year we'll talk about Mountain Crest maybe.
In 5 seconds, who's your sleeper in 4A?
I think Highland. I think Highland's got a lot of kids back.
Your 5 seconds is up. What about you?
Yeah, I think that's a great pick. I really do.
Wow, you guys are easy.
Yeah.
All right, guys, moving on down to 3A, 3AA. This is where Jeremiah realignment really made an impact. It's going to be interesting to see how it all shakes out. But let's start with 3AA or 3AA, however you want to call it. James, how do you see that turning out?
Nothing changes, because the St. George schools are still the teams to beat with Juan Diego and Stansbury. They were going to be the team to beat before it split into 2, and they're still going to be the teams to beat. And I think that a team like a Pineview, they have a healthy quarterback. They have a lot of kids back. Dixie, they're loaded. They lost Blake Barney, but they are loaded offensively and defensively. So Dixie might even be the team we're talking about again this year.
Wow. Trevor?
When was the last time Jordan wasn't favored to win the 3A state championship?
Jordan?
I'm sorry, Juan Diego.
Yeah.
They've got all the pieces coming back. Cole Nelson at quarterback, and then 2 very great running backs, and John Klossmo has that.
And they'll be highly motivated
Yes.
after getting upset in the playoffs last year.
All right, 3A. Trevor?
I think you got to go with Morgan. Morgan's been a really talented team for many years, but they just couldn't compete with the enrollment.
True, they are smaller.
Yeah, you know what? I really like Manti. They're making the jump from 2A. They have a lot of kids back, a lot of skill position guys. You watch, Manti's going to win that thing. Jumping from 2A to 3A, going to be 3-time state champs.
I'm disappointed.
They didn't mention the Bears.
Bear River Bears, guys. In your Deseret News article, the O-line could be the best in the state.
Absolutely. I think they have 4
why
or
not
5.
give the Bears some love?
Yeah, I know. We really should. I think Bear River's going to win it all.
That make you feel better?
My point, exactly.
Does that make you feel better?
Yes.
Well, you'll pick Olympus then, my alma mater, to win it all, right?
Okay. All right, there you go.
Alta's got a chance, right?
Yeah.
All right, guys. We've done 4A, 5A, 3A. Guess what's next? 1A and 2A. We'll break those guys down when we – can I have some cheering, please? That's when we come back to Jordan High School. All right, a great look at Chopper 5. Chopper 5 will be joining us every Friday night on our Game Night Live show. Chopper 5 will be delivering the game ball, and it all starts at East with Alta. Next Friday night, they'll deliver the game ball, and we are rocking and rolling for the season. All right, guys, we've had breakdowns of the 5A, 4A, 3A, AA, 3AA. Now it's time to break down 1A and 2A. Jeremiah, James, let's start with 2A.
Yes, San Juan's still the team to beat in 2A.
You know what? I actually picked South Summit as the team to beat. San Juan only has 6 or 7 seniors at most. They're going to rely a lot on underclassmen. South Summit's kind of the reverse. They have size, they have speed, and they have experience. And Millard, too. I think I'd put Millard at number 2. So San Juan still got the tradition, but I don't know.
That makes the race a lot more interesting.
Trevor, quickly, 2A thoughts.
I got to go with San Juan. Just their underclassmen are extremely talented this year.
All right, let's quickly go to 1A. James?
Duchesne will probably end the year on like a 46-game winning streak. I don't see them losing to anybody in 1A.
Wow, that's
so they're
awesome.
33 right now. They're 4 away from, 34 right now.
34, yeah.
They're 3 more wins from setting the state record for consecutive
And beating
wins at
Timpview
37.
in that category.
Thought that record would
If you
never
had
fall.
to pick somebody other than Duchesne, it's probably Kanab. I mean, Kanab was always a great 1A school and now they're back.
Yeah.
All right, hey guys, you like Chopper 5? All right, we are going to take a break. We will wrap up our SportsBeat Game Night Live preseason preview when we come back to where we at? Welcome back to SportsBeat Game Night Live preseason preview. We're at Jordan High School, the home of the 5A defending state football champions, the Jordan Beat Diggers.
They're ready for
Jeremiah
the season.
Jensen. Yeah, you
Bring
guys
the
are
atmosphere
ready
today.
for next week, right? Get ready, yeah. Okay, Jeremiah, we've got a great year planned every Friday night. At 6:30, we'll be at a different high school getting you ready for that week's games. 7 o'clock, we'll be broadcasting that game and a number of games across the state live on KSL.com, so we've got you covered.
And it all starts at East High School
Next
Friday
week.
night. Can't wait.
Alta and East. All right, guys, that's it. We're going to have a fantastic football season. We can't wait for next week to get it all started. You ready? All right, Jeremiah, and we say goodnight. We got a special video presentation from last year, right?
Here is a sample of what you can expect to see under the Friday Night Lights this fall.
See you Friday.
We fight! We fight!
describe it right now. It's an amazing feeling holding this trophy right now. It's just crazy. It's freaking heavy.